one day only. The morning sun filtered through the thin curtains of Sarah Martinez's studio apartment as she prepared for another day of job hunting. At 26, she had been searching for work for 3 months, ever since the small nonprofit, where she had worked as a program coordinator, had lost its funding. Her savings were nearly depleted, and the stack of rejection letters on her kitchen table seemed to grow taller each day. Sarah was stirring sugar into her coffee when her phone buzzed with a text from her younger sister Emma, who worked as a nanny for wealthy families in Seattle's most exclusive neighborhoods. "Emergency! Food poisoning from last night's dinner. Can you cover for me today? The Chens are desperate. Important business event tonight. We'll pay $200 for the day. Please say yes." Sarah stared at the message, her heart racing. $200 would cover her rent payment that was due tomorrow, but she had never worked as a nanny before. Her experience was in program development and community outreach, not childcare. Another text appeared. "Just one kid, Emma Chen, age 6. Super sweet, easy day. Just keep her happy until Dad gets home around 7. Address, 2247 Bellevue Way. Key is in the lockbox. Code 4829. You're a lifesaver." Sarah looked around her small apartment, at the bills scattered on her desk and the empty refrigerator humming quietly in the corner. $200 wasn't just money, it was hope. "I'll do it," she texted back, already reaching for her jacket. An hour later, Sarah stood before an impressive Tudor-style mansion nestled among towering evergreens on a quiet street in Bellevue. The house was beautiful but understated, with a well-maintained garden and children's toys scattered on the front porch. It felt like a home where people actually lived and laughed, unlike some of the sterile showcase houses she had seen in wealthy neighborhoods. Sarah found the key in the lockbox and let herself in, calling out softly, "Hello? Emma? My name is Sarah, and I'm here to take care of you today." The sound of small feet running down hardwood stairs made her smile. A little girl appeared at the top of the staircase, a beautiful child with dark hair and pigtails and bright, curious eyes. She wore a purple dress with unicorns on it and held a well-loved stuffed elephant. "Are you my new nanny?" the little girl asked, coming down the stairs carefully, one hand on the railing. "Just for today," Sarah said gently. "Your regular nanny." "Emma, that's my sister, isn't feeling well. I'm Sarah." The little girl tilted her head thoughtfully. "That's funny. My name is Emma, too, and your sister's name is Emma, and you're Sarah. That's a lot of names to remember." Sarah laughed, instantly charmed by the child's logic. "It is a lot of names. How about I call you Emma, and you can call me Miss Sarah?" "Okay. Miss Sarah, do you know how to make pancakes? Daddy usually makes them on Saturday mornings, but he had to leave really early for work today. He left me cereal, but I don't really like cereal." Sarah looked toward the kitchen, feeling a flutter of nervousness. "I can try. Would you like to help me?" For the next hour, Sarah and Emma worked together in the spacious kitchen, mixing pancake batter and telling stories. Emma was a chatterbox, full of questions about everything from why the sky was blue to whether unicorns could fly. Sarah found herself enjoying the child's endless curiosity and the way she approached the world with such wonder. "Miss Sarah," Emma said, as they sat at the kitchen island eating their slightly lopsided but delicious pancakes, "do you have kids?" "No, I don't," Sarah replied. "Do you wish you had brothers or sisters?" Emma considered this seriously. "Sometimes. But mostly I just wish Daddy didn't have to work so much. He's always on the phone or at meetings. He tries to play with me, but his phone always rings." Sarah heard the loneliness in the little girl's voice and felt her heart tug. "What does your daddy do for work?" "He has a computer company. He makes programs that help people learn languages. He's really smart, but he gets sad sometimes when he thinks I'm not looking." The day passed quickly. Sarah and Emma played dress-up, built an elaborate castle with blocks, read 3 picture books, and spent an hour in the backyard where Emma showed her the fairy garden she and her father had created together. With each activity, Sarah found herself more enchanted by this bright, sweet child who seemed hungry for attention and connection. It was nearly 7 o'clock when Sarah heard a car in the driveway. Emma ran to the front window, pressing her face against the glass. "Daddy's home," she announced, then turned to Sarah with a worried expression. "Are you going to leave now?" Before Sarah could answer, the front door opened and a man stepped inside. Sarah felt her breath catch. He was tall and handsome, with kind eyes that showed the fatigue of a long day. But it wasn't his appearance that surprised her. It was the recognition that flickered across his face when he saw her. "Sarah?" he said, his voice uncertain. "Sarah? Martinez!" Sarah stared at him, her mind racing. "Marcus Chen? From college?" "Daddy, you know Miss Sarah?" Emma asked, bouncing between them with excitement. Marcus nodded slowly, a smile spreading across his face. "We went to the University of Washington together. We were in several business classes together." He paused, looking at Sarah with curiosity and something that might have been pleasure. "What are you doing here?" "Not that I'm not happy to see you, but I'm covering for my sister Emma, your regular nanny. She's sick today." Sarah felt heat creep up her cheeks as she realized she was standing in the home of Marcus Chen, who she now remembered had been the quiet, brilliant student who always sat in the front row and asked thoughtful questions. I didn't know this was your house." "Small world," Marcus said, setting down his briefcase and kneeling to hug his daughter who had run to him. "How was your day with Miss Sarah, sweetheart?" "The best day ever," Emma announced. "She made pancakes, and we built a castle, and she knows all the words to the unicorn song, and she helped me find my missing puzzle piece, and she didn't check her phone even once." Marcus looked at Sarah over his daughter's head, and she saw something shift in his expression. "She didn't check her phone even once? That's wonderful." Sarah felt compelled to explain. "I don't really use my phone much during the day anyway. Emma was wonderful company. She's such a bright, creative little girl." "Miss Sarah," Emma said, tugging on her father's sleeve. "Can she come back tomorrow and the next day? And maybe forever?" Marcus laughed, but Sarah could see him considering his daughter's request seriously. "Emma, Miss Sarah has her own job and her own life. She was just helping us out for today." "Actually," Sarah said quietly, "I don't have a job right now. I've been looking for work for the past few months." Marcus studied her face carefully. "What kind of work are you looking for?" "Program development, community outreach, education coordination. I worked for a nonprofit that lost its funding." Sarah paused, then added honestly, "But today, taking care of Emma was one of the best days I've had in a long time." Emma clapped her hands together. "See, Daddy? It's perfect. Miss Sarah needs a job, and I need someone who doesn't check their phone and knows how to make pancakes." Marcus looked at his daughter's hopeful face, then at Sarah. "Would you be interested in discussing this over dinner? I mean, if you don't have other plans. I was going to order pizza, Emma's favorite, and I'd love to catch up properly." 3 hours later, after Emma had gone to bed and Sarah and Marcus had spent the evening talking about college memories, career paths, and the challenges of single parenthood, Marcus walked Sarah to her car. "Sarah," he said seriously, "I want to offer you a position, not just as Emma's nanny, though she clearly adores you, but as our family coordinator. Someone who can help manage Emma's schedule, activities, and care, while also helping me balance work and family better. The salary would be competitive with any nonprofit position, plus benefits." Sarah felt her eyes fill with tears. "Marcus, you don't have to offer me a job out of pity or nostalgia." "It's not pity," Marcus said firmly. "It's recognition. In one day, you gave Emma something she's been missing." your complete, undivided attention. You made her feel heard and valued, and frankly, you reminded me of what I used to value before success made me forget that the most important meetings happen around kitchen tables, not in boardrooms. 6 months later, Sarah Martinez had transformed the Chen household from a place where a busy father struggled to balance work and parenting into a warm home where laughter echoed through the rooms daily. Emma bloomed under Sarah's patient care, and Marcus found himself able to be more present with his daughter, knowing she was in such capable, loving hands. The job that had started as a desperate favor for her sister had become Sarah's calling, not just caring for one special little girl, but helping create the kind of family environment where both father and daughter could thrive. And sometimes when Emma was napping and Marcus came home early from work to find Sarah reading in the garden, he would think about how the best things in life often came disguised as ordinary Tuesday mornings when we agreed to help someone else and ended up finding exactly what we needed most.